Note at 6 o'clock. Did Kyle walk in the door? Hey, Kyle's running a little late, stuck in traffic at Forestell. He'll be here momentarily. Young man with the Grinch on your shirt, how you doing?
Good.
You want to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I need a motion to approve and adopt the agenda, please.
So moved. Second.
Excuse me. There's a motion and second to approve and adopt the agenda. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I heard 6-0. Building middle school presentation.
Jenna, would you like to introduce? Yes. So before we do this, I actually would like to honor Fisher Homes. So I have Christy and Jorge here. And so we have a pretty big tradition here in Wright City where we take our fifth graders on a camp. I wouldn't call it camping, but to a camp, and we take them overnight for 2 nights. And it has grown into this really big tradition that our seniors are actually the first group that ever got to go on this experience. And so we would like to continue this. And so there are some financial expectations, and Fisher Homes definitely stepped up and saw value in this experience and is helping to make sure that this experience gets to continue to go on for several more class periods. And so we just wanted to thank you publicly for your very generous donation. And so I would like you guys to come. Sorry, take your picture.
If you guys want to hold that first, and then we'll read that. Awesome. You guys have something.
Oh, yes.
Okay, well.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We just wanted to thank you for letting us participate. You know, we're new in town, and one thing we like to do is just support the community, whether it's through St. Jude or locally here in the school district. So thank you for letting us be a part of it, and we look forward to working together in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Board of Education, thank you. We appreciate you.
Very
helping our
much.
Kids go to camp and stuff.
Thank you.
And so for the building presentation, one thing that the middle school has done for the very first time is a one book, one school study, and we've done it through our house system. So that's grades 5 through 8 intermixed. And so what we wanted to do is create a unified talking point for all of our kids. And so this kind of goes through that experience for our kids. And we got to bring the author of the book that we did as one book, one school. So I will let our kids and Ms. Wilkins, who head that up, speak to that in our video.
And what is your tell us your name and what you teach?
My name is Madison Milkey, and I teach 5th grade science.
And what is your connection to One School, One Book?
I was asked to join the group that created all of the questions and all the activities for One School, One Book. I ended up reading the book over winter break before we even started talking about it, and I got so excited because it's all about science. So I was very excited to be able to help out and make everything for it.
And what has it been like teaching it and using the book with your group during Wildcat time?
So during my Wildcat time, I have a lot of readers who do not like to read. So having a book that they were able to connect with and they were able to talk to their friends with made it a lot more interesting. And they knew what they were coming in and doing every single day, which helped with the routine. And they were able to follow along as other people read it. They really enjoyed it.
And you also have a house on Tuesdays. And so what has it been like to have a house that also got to take part in the competitions?
Oh
against
my
the other
gosh,
rooms?
the competitions are amazing. My house got so hyped for every single competition. It's really fun because they get to read it in their junior Wildcat time, and then they come together with every single grade and they have read the same book. They know what they're talking about because they've read the same book. And so it was a really cool way to connect everyone and be able to talk about the same thing and win. We always try to win.
And how many times has your class won now, Ms. Milky? Have you been keeping track?
I think we've won once, but we got close 2 other times.
And when you won, what was the special treat that the kids got to have?
Donuts. Yes. And that was amazing. And we got to rub it in everybody's faces,
All right.
which made them want to win more.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Milky.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Okay, tell us your name and your grade.
My name is Reese Evans, and I'm in 6th grade.
And you got to experience the writing workshop with Gary. Tell us what the writing workshop session was like.
We got to open these envelopes and use them to. We got like 120 something years old or above, and we had to come up with the name and their occupation and what they do for a living and stuff like that.
And do you get to do creative writing activities like this very often at school?
Not really. So this was like a once in a lifetime type opportunity.
Okay, cool. And did you have fun doing it?
Yes, I had a lot of fun doing it. Gary was super nice, and all of the other people's ideas was super cool too.
Cool. Is creative writing something that you'd be interested in doing more in the future?
Yes, of course.
Awesome.
Being an author is really cool and stuff like that.
And are you enjoying reading his book series?
Yes, I am. I was actually reading it walking to 4th hour.
Awesome. Thank you, Reese.
Welcome.
All right. Tell me what your first name is and what grade you're in.
My name's Jacob, and I'm in 8th grade.
And Jacob, you got a chance to do something special with Gary. Tell me what that was.
So what we did was after the assembly during 7th hour, we went and he gave us pictures from real people in the 1800s, and he asked us to certain questions to help us make a character. And in the end, after reading mine, he asked if I could write mine and then send it to him.
And then after you send it to him, what did he say he was going to do?
I don't exactly remember. He said he was mainly going to give tips, though, and then just go from there.
Awesome. And have you done any creative writing before doing this?
I have in the past, but not to this extent.
And did the experience of like having an author work with you kind of inspire you to want to do more with it?
Yeah.
Cool. And what do you think you'll remember most about the author's visit to our school?
Probably getting to see all the cool pictures.
All right. Thank you, Jacob. All right, girls, tell me your names and what grades you're in.
I'm Sadie. I'm in grade 7.
I'm Addison. I'm in grade 7.
Okay, and Sadie, tell me a little bit about what it's been like to read Gary's book in the One School, One Book Wildcat Times.
It's been like really fun because I have my teacher reading it out to me, and she keeps it very interesting with different voices, which keeps me engaged.
Cool. And Addison, you've read some other books by Gary. So what was it like getting a chance to meet him and ask him some questions about his books?
It was really exciting because I got to find out a lot of new information about the books and some hidden factors that I may have not have seen before.
And you guys have both been in a house, and so you've been competing in some of the challenges like the trivia and even the breakout room. What has that been like in your classes?
There's been a lot of energy since our classes sometimes combine to stay inside the library to do them. So it's been a lot of energy, having a lot of fun with my peers.
How about you, Addison?
It's a lot of positive energy since, a lot of houses have been combining. It's been really fun, going back and forth between the classes on which one you should decide.
And what do you think you guys will remember most about the author's visit?
I think preparing for him every single Wednesday, staying our first hour just to read the book, just to have fun and have good amount of information on it.
I think it's for whenever he put us into a small group at the end of the day and he made us write about a picture we saw. It was really fun and entertaining.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That last year also was part of the book that you were reading. That's one of my son's favorite things. He loves when the author gets to come in and speak to everybody. So that's really neat.
Yeah, they're already asking who we're bringing next year. I'm not sure yet, but we want to be out. They're actually, students are joining a committee and they're going to vote this next year to who they would like to consider bringing. So that's a pretty cool experience for them. So
That's very cool.
So thank you guys for letting us do that.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so in the board packet, there's the MSBA board report. I know Aaron, myself, and Mary went up to Jeff City this past last Tuesday, and along with Dr. Salvo. Aaron, do you want to share any thoughts about last Tuesday?
I would say that it was a very well done event by MSBA. It was exciting to see the student roundtable or the rotunda where all of the students were showcasing what they are doing and learning, and what our students are able to do is just astounding. It is disappointing how many different tax proposals are being proposed without a plan for any of them, at the same time that our foundation formula is being rewritten. So there's just a lot of, it's just a scary time for public education. And I say that as not just for public education, but I think for the state of Missouri. I think businesses should be concerned. I think anybody who employs anybody should be concerned, just what that's going to do to our workforce. And I just have a lot of concerns, and it's just a little disheartening, unfortunately. But MSBA did a good job. Try to end on a positive.
Mary, you want to add anything to that?
I echo everything Aaron said. I too thought it was a very well organized and executed event. It was nice to talk to other board members from other schools and see what they're doing, and we're all in the same boat. And I was just glad I took my blood pressure medicine that morning before I left, because I don't understand the reasoning and some of the things that's going on, and it's not good for kids. It just breaks my heart. So anyway, that was my thoughts on it. But we went, and we did get to talk to our representative. Our senator was too busy Yeah, it kind of made my blood pressure go up a little bit.
Just to echo what Aaron and Mary talked about, we did have a conversation with Representative Myers. We kind of agreed to disagree at the end of the day. We talked about, the use of sales tax, what they're doing with property taxes and all the other proposals that are out there. Ironically, immediately after we left, I think the sales tax thing passed the House, the initial resolution. And I think Representative Myers voted for it. I think I looked for that. I'd like to give kudos to Dr. Salvo and to Morgan here. They were able to produce a one-sheeter that essentially had our legislative priorities on it. And I invite you to email the district and let them email that to you, so you can kind of get a flavor about what's going on. Dr. Salvo had an awesome, in our conversation, an awesome example about how some of these proposals, if they change the property tax, it was going to cost the district $3 million a year. That was the number you said?
I don't have the numbers in front of me, so don't quote me right now.
But it was
significant.
It was significant
so
dollars
it's
per year.
Alarming.
That, how are we supposed to pay our teachers? How are we supposed to educate our kids and maintain the buildings all simultaneously if some of these proposals go through? So it's worth watching. The April election will be interesting. I'm assuming you all have read various city officials' comments on Senate Bill 3. I echo what they're writing. So just, I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to vote, but I just appreciate if you just look at the long-term ramifications if that passes versus if it doesn't. And just, just be thinking about the side effects to how are we supposed to pay our teachers, so on and so forth, and our staff if something like that occurs. So, Mary, do you have any other MSBA business you needed to bring up?
I just want to say one of the things that was said there, public education is under fire. And it's under fire, and this is my opinion. What they're trying to do is they're trying to make education a for-profit deal. And they're wanting to get rid of public education and make it for profit, but they don't want the other schools, private schools, which I think are great. If your family wants to do that, that's fine. I think that's a way to go. If you have a religious belief or any other belief, I think that's fine. But we all have to start playing by the same rules. And public school has so many rules and so many hoops to jump through that the other schools don't. So I think if you want to give our taxpayers money to the private schools, then they need to play by the same rules that we have to play by. Otherwise, public school is just going to be very hurt. It's going to be hurt by just, having to jump through all the hoops that they want us to. So anyway, I didn't put that very well, but I think you get the drift. You've probably heard it before, but anyway.
Does anybody else have anything else they want to add? Okay, moving on. Board appreciation.
Yeah, so this month is School Board Appreciation, but every month is Board Appreciation around here. But as we recognize School Board Appreciation Month, I and the team want to just personally thank you for your dedicated service to our students, staff, and community. And contrary to what some believe, it's an unpaid position where you give up countless hours. So it requires a significant commitment of time, thoughtful preparation. You have to make a lot of decisions. You give countless hours to ensure those decisions that you do make are in the best interest of our entire school district, looking at the big picture.
Your leadership, your steady governance, and student-centered focus do not go unnoticed. So we just wanted to say thank you, and your work truly reflects the belief that together we can accomplish great things for our students, and that's why we're here, is for our students, and going along with what we brought, to the Capitol and what we shared with our legislators is every decision they make should be about kids. It is not about them, it's not about us, it's about our kids. And until we go back to that focus, I worry. But thankfully, we have a board that truly appreciates that. So tonight, we have a certificate for each of you, but even more so, I will show our students have colored a portrait.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's adorable.
Mr. Austin Jones, thank you. Mrs. Beth Dean, and notice these are all across grade levels, so you'll wait to see, you will be able to tell. Miss Dean, here is yours.
Oh, nice.
So, and a certificate, thank you. And there's extras for you, because they had a lot of people, so everybody kind of had a school day. So, Mr. Micah.
He needs a new one.
We'll work on an update. Miss Graper.
How cute.
And there's a certificate there as well. You can go home and tell your significant others that you've earned a certificate for all your time. Miss Heidi, look at yours.
Oh,
And if you look on the back, it'll have the student's name, and this was kindergarten.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Lewis, you will definitely recognize the name of yours, Mr. Otto. Who did that one?
Oh, I love that.
And Miss Williams.
How cute.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was a cool idea.
If you guys could all stand with your pictures held up, I'd like to take a picture.
So we'll get it if we put it on there.
Oh, we have to.
Thank you. So let's give them. These are great.
The other thing we all got were these rocks. That's going to go in my garden. I love to garden, so that's going to help with my plants. So that's what mine's gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's great. That is so cute.
But thank you very much.
That's
very
really
nice.
cool.
So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate all you do. And hey, we're here on St. Patrick's Day, so thank you.
Group of smart people. It's it's something that can help you like learn a lot, and sometimes it helps you learn and other stuff. Like a group of people coming together and like talking about like what we do to figure out what we do.
I think the Board of Education is like a group of people who like tell administrators what to do.
I think they make decisions on school calendars, school funding, and the dress code.
They help us learn team. Help the teachers. So we can keep learning and then be ready for the next year.
There's like higher people that tells like principals and stuff what to do and what to do when there's stuff happening, and the teachers and what to have students learn about.
I believe that they help with our school's curriculum.
So we can keep learning and then be ready for the next year. Like I said, because they help us.
Because it makes everybody stay in line.
Board of Education is really important and vital to the school to just allow Wright City to continue in the right direction.
Steve Crawford, who'd like to address the Board of Education regarding our contract that's on, it's in our consent agenda. So Bethany.
Hello, everybody. As I stand in front of you today, I understand it may be difficult to take me seriously due to my appearance. This was from our route with our early childhood group, so please excuse that. But what I have to say and share is serious. Unfortunately, 4 minutes is not enough time to express everything that needs to be said. First, I would like to ask the question, why were all the drivers and monitors who were in attendance in December not shown to the public? We were here in support of the current company that we work for. It was not shared. Second question, did you ever wonder why, for the first time in Wright City transportation history, bus drivers and monitors actually showed up to a school board meeting? That has never happened before. We showed up with the hope that you would all actually hear us and listen. Your decision alone not only affects my future, but everyone here tonight and those who could not be here with us. We have been misled and received misinformation when it pertains to our future, our income and wages. We will be forced to start over once again. Did you ever wonder and question why only 2 people attended a secondary meeting that was held? The first experience was not positive, and we all left there feeling pretty defeated. We are much more than just the bus drivers and bus monitors. We provide a specialty service, and we ensure the safety of all of our students, and we genuinely care. We genuinely love what we do, and when Echo Ride first joined Wright City, it was a giant breath that we could all take. They provided us the stability, the consistency, and the driver and monitor retention is the highest that it has ever been, even in my 10 years that I have been here. I know that you guys have already made your decision, but you guys are making a decision for people that you don't even know our names. We show up every day before school starts, and we are the last people out of that building. We make sure that we get everybody home safely, and we do everything that we can to ensure that everybody's children are provided the safety that they deserve. I honestly wish that you guys would have listened to us the first time that we came, because there was a reason why. We have been through multiple companies, and this has been the greatest experience. And honestly, this is my most favorite school year that I have ever had an opportunity of being a part of. I wish you guys would communicate with us more, because we are a part of this team. Regardless of what company we work for, who we belong to, who we answer to, we are a part of this team. And without us, what does that mean? I have much more I would like to say, but I don't want to run out of time. So I would like to thank you guys for the opportunity once again to speak. And I hope moving forward, communication happens. We are all parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles to the students that belong to this district. I'm a mother of 2, and my children have had the opportunity to grow up in the school bus world. That's an experience that I will forever be grateful for. and being a part of Echo Ride, I will forever be grateful for the opportunities that they have provided and all of the things that I have had the capability of learning. When I first introduced myself to you guys, I told you I have many titles, and what my most important one was. My other titles include I am the monitor, I am the bus monitor trainer, and I am also the PM dispatch. I'm pretty much here all day long. Please just listen to us and communicate when making these decisions, because we are part of this community and we are a part of this district. Thank you.
I thank you for the thoughtful words. Okay, next item on the agenda is the FY26 budget amendment number 2.
Veronica, floor is yours.
All right, good evening. As you know, when we write the budget in June, that it's made on assumptions based on estimates. And as the year progresses, we receive more new information, enrollment, utility bills, assessed value. So we're coming today asking, since we have that updated information, recommending a budget amendment to be approved by the board. As you can see here on the revenue side, we're increasing revenues approximately $2.3 million. A majority of that, nearly $12 million, is due to receiving the bond money for the gym. We're also increasing the county revenue a little over $100,000 due to railroad and utilities, and state funding increasing about $135,000 due to the current SAT funding. On the expense side, we are increasing $1.5 million. We are decreasing salary and benefits due to unfilled positions and moving some of the salary into the contracted services. Professional services, majority of that is going up. $465,000 of it is going up due to IEP services. We have a few students that have moved into the district that need outside placement, that there's a tuition and transportation cost to that. And then the capital projects is increasing due to the estimate of what we're gonna spend in construction on the performance gym in this school year.
So if you go back for a second, there was a board question specifically on the, I don't know the expense, on that $872,000. We just need to be crystal clear, the project is not increasing by that much money. So just, I think that needs to be said.
Yeah, so when we wrote the budget in June, we hadn't gotten any of the bond money. We hadn't gotten any of a draw schedule. We hadn't gone with a contractor. So the gym never was included in the original budget in June. So now we're just adding in the cost, but no, there is no increase to the project.
Thank you for making that crystal clear.
Yep. Yeah, in the overall budget, you can see that revenues are at $49.2 million. Expenses are at $37.6 million, which is a difference of roughly $11.6 million. On this slide, you can see expenses have exceeded revenue assumptions in operations only. Note, this is based on information, this is based on revenues and expenses through February. So revenue and expenses can change in this next quarter. We'll have closer to the actual numbers in June. When writing the budget in June, we estimated a fund balance of approximately 25%. After budget amendment 2, we're now projecting 23.04%, which is still over the board's goal of 22%. Any questions?
I asked my question, Beth, do you have any additional?
I have nothing, thanks, Mom.
No.
No. Anything?
Nope.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank you very much for that, for the information that was in the board packet too, appreciate it. Need a motion to approve FY26 budget amendment number 2.
So moved. Second.
There's a motion and a second, any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? I heard 7-0. Okay, policy revisions. So we're gonna go through these one at a time. I had asked my questions in the board packet, and then Dr. Sowell and I had an additional conversation tonight, and I was good with everything. So policy GBA, does anybody have any additional comments? GBCB. That was the one where I had a question about all that additional litany of information that was being added in there. And Dr. Salvo's response to me was that, so we just match what we're doing, what we're saying we're doing and stuff like that. So that was one of my questions that I had. GBH. GCBDA. One of the other questions I had was GDBA. I think we were eliminating item number 5 in that one, if memory serves me correct. And again, Dr. Salvo explained to me that we're just trying to match what our current practices are. GBAA, GBEBA, GCBA, GCL, and GDBDA. Does anybody have any questions on any of those policies other than the ones I brought up and articulated tonight? Okay.
1 second.
Sure, no problem.
As you asked a question, I just want to. So GCL is in regard to tuition reimbursement, and Holly's response is that the board will approve annually. So I just want everybody to be aware that we should expect annually a recommendation from administration for a rate for tuition reimbursement, and also a proposal for who that would go towards. That is why that's being removed. So that's driving 2 actions.
Okay. Any questions to Kyle regarding that? Okay. Hearing none, I need a motion to approve these policy committee updates for the various policies listed as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, who made the additional motion? Mary and Beth. All right. I didn't hear a jinx on that. I didn't hear a jinx there. So, all right. There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? I heard 7-0. CSD separation, this has to deal with insurance. So I'm gonna let Dr. Salvo take some time to explain what's going on here.
Yeah, so we have some concerns with our current trust as we shared with the board. So given the concerns with the CSD trust, with their financial projections and instability, our recommendation is to leave the trust. And in order to do that, we have to formally notify them by April 1 deadline. We're in a good spot knowing the instability. We were very proactive. We've already gone through the RFP process. We had a district insurance committee that met, and then December, the board approved an agreement with USI. So they've been searching already. So again, we were very, very proactive in this in case the CSD trust didn't improve, and they have not improved. And several of the healthy districts are actually leaving the trust, which makes it even worse. Pardon me, even worse. So right now we're in a good spot. We just have to formally notify the trust by April 1st, and we waited to the very last minute in case their numbers changed, and they have not. They've actually gotten worse, and most districts are leaving. So again, we're in a good spot. We have already been extended an invitation to join another consortium because you actually have to be approved. We've already gone through that process. It doesn't mean we have to accept it, but it just provides us with an additional pathway to explore competitive medical insurance. And as you know, medical insurance is going up across the board. So we're in a good spot. So once we exit with CSD, then we can actually go to our current provider and see if they will also provide us a rate. So then we will have even another option, and then we will bring that back to the board.
Any questions regarding what Dr. Salvo is proposing? Mary, as a member on the Ed Plus board, do you need to abstain from this one or not? No?
It's not.
It's not part of Ed Plus Life, right? Okay. All right, so any more, if I don't hear any questions,
Sorry, guys.
that's okay. The motion to provide written notice to CSD Insurance Trust on or before April 1st, 2026 of the district's intent to withdraw from CSD to become effective September 30th, 2026. The administration is further authorized to take any administrative actions necessary to implement the district's withdrawal. That's the motion I need.
So, second.
There's a motion and second. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, next item on the agenda are the various CSIP reports. We'll just go through these one at a time and see if anybody has any additional comments. Does anybody have any additional comments on the east? Okay, the high school. I know there was some comments about doing a good job over there on some of the stuff that I think Cal, you wrote. Early childhood and PAT. West. Special ed. Middle school. And central office. Does anybody have any additional comments they would like to add before we move on? Okay, hearing none. The next item on the agenda is the school health program evaluation. Nurse Jackie, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank
I
you.
want to give her kudos. She went above and beyond and she created a presentation this year. So I just want to give her.
In one day.
Kudos. She did great. So kudos even before you present.
Thank you. Nice. So our mission is providing high quality health services to students and staff, promoting safe and healthy learning environment, and supporting academic success by reducing absenteeism and early dismissal. Our core objectives are timely evaluation and treatment of illness and injury, open communication with guardians, accurate documentation, age-appropriate screenings and referrals, and encouraging lifelong health self-management. So our district-wide health office utilization, this is our numbers from August to February. Our total office visits were 11,775. 11,012 returned to class, so 93.5% is our return to class rate. We've sent home 583 sick, and we've sent 10 to the hospital. So these are our chronic behavioral health needs. So life-threatening conditions, that would be like your asthma, epilepsy, diabetes, asthma, life-threatening allergies. 189 students, so 10.1% of our population. The state average is at 12.3, so we're a little under that. Behavioral and mental health conditions, 297, 16% of our student population. Again, we're right under the state average of 17.7%. So these are our numbers by the schools. Our early childhood center, we have a nurse there part-time, 2 days a week. Total enrollment is 102. They have 7 potential life-threatening conditions. Nurse Caitlin assists over at High Roads as needed. She fills in at all of our other district schools when she's needed. Does monthly nurse lessons. She's part of our cardiac emergency response team, and she is Stop the Bleed certified. There is 83 visits in that office, and 74 of those went back to class. At East, they are total enrollments 285. She has 28 potential life-threatening health conditions, 8 behavioral mental health conditions. She is a member of the Wright City Elementary PTO. I think she's actually one of the admins on there. She works kindergarten sign-up day. She does East open house. She's also a member of our CERT team and Stop the Bleed trained. She has a 94% return to class rate.
So the two numbers on there, the orange, the 467, is actually the daily medications that she does. So she is at 17% of her office visits are for daily medications.
We're busy.
So for West, she has 51 potential life-threatening health conditions, 58 behavioral mental health conditions. She also does very many things with the school. She does Girls on the Run. She's part of the wellness committee. She's an MASN member. She's on the CERT team, and she is South to Bleed certified. She has a 96% return to class rate. Her daily medication visits are 22% of her total numbers. At the middle school, we have 51 potential life-threatening conditions, 116 behavioral and mental health conditions. We have a 91.5% return to class rate. 19% of our visits are daily medications. In our high school, she has 52 potential life-threatening health conditions, 101 behavioral or mental health conditions. 35% of her office visits are daily meds, and she sends 92% back to class. Screenings and preventative cares. So our East, West, and Middle School, we do vision hearing screens. And those are our numbers. This year, Kids Vision for Life came out and did screenings for our visions at the middle school. They were able to screen just under 250 kids in an hour and a half. And then our hearing screens. And then we had 25 students from East, West, Middle, and the high school seen on their vision bus. 18 of those students are receiving free classes. We partnered with Compass Dental Bus again this year. They come and do dental visits. Those are our numbers for participation this year. It's definitely up from last year. Last year was our first year with them, so. Immunization and flu clinics. We had 37 staff members participate in our staff flu clinic this year. And then we held one school readiness clinic through the BNA. SSM has discontinued that service, so that will not be a thing anymore, unfortunately. We also help with Operation Backpack. About 85 students receive bags weekly, and we collaborate with nurses and the kitchen staff for that. Annual staff training, we train on asthma, allergy, anaphylaxis, EpiPen administration, diabetes, seizures, head lice, hands-only CPR, AED use, and we are adding in Stop the Bleed this year. Senate Bill 68. So our nursing team remains committed to protecting student health, supporting academic success, strengthening family partnerships, building a safer and healthier school community. And this is our nurses. Any questions?
It's a lot of work.
Thanks.
You all do wonderful work.
Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Go ahead.
I don't have any questions.
Yes.
I do have just some observations just in looking back from last year. I was going to ask about just kind of looking at trends, but as far as our behavioral and mental health conditions district-wide and life-threatening conditions, it looks like both have gone up from last year, unfortunately. And also our Operation Backpack, it's about 5% of our kiddos are enrolled in the Operation Backpack. So I just wanted to point that out to everybody that those are our kiddos. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, on the consent agenda, we're gonna pull employment,
We pull bills too.
until pull bills. Anything else need to be pulled?
Pull the transportation.
Okay, so we're pulling transportation, employment, and the bills. Anything else? I need a motion to approve the consent agenda, sans item B, C, and E. So move.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? I heard 7-0. Okay, on item B, we're just need to make sure that, some of us can abstain. I need a motion to approve item B, sans Mackenzie Lewis.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
There's a motion second to approve item B, sans Mackenzie Lewis. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I heard 7-0. Yeah, okay, now we're gonna do Mackenzie. Okay, I need a motion to approve the resignation of Mackenzie Lewis effective June 30th, I believe.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Abstain.
Okay, 6-0-1. Okay. Next item that was pulled from the consent agenda was item C. I think, Aaron, you're wanting to pull because of your reimbursement?
Yep.
Okay, so Aaron drove us to Jeff City, and so she's gonna be reimbursed mileage, so we're going to approve the bills sans her reimbursement. I need that motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, okay, Heidi seconded that. Okay, there's a motion and a second on the floor. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? I heard 7-0. Excuse me. Now I need a motion to approve Aaron's transportation.
Second.
I heard Dave and Mary. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Aye.
6-0-1. And now the first student contract. Kyle, what's your concerns?
I think I may have just answered it in the last few minutes here. What I was still confused on is that when we look back at our December alternative bids, my understanding was first student alternative bid was for 5 years. We went back and we're going to approve it at 3 years. So was first student's initial bid, they went ahead and accepted the rates that were in the alternative bid for 3 years that were initially within the 5-year proposal.
So it's the same that was approved in December. They just did it for 3 years.
Okay. And what we were looking at in December, it's their initial bid that represented 3 years initially, and they just accepted 3 years instead of 5 years at the lower rates. Okay. So,
Okay, any more questions?
nope.
I need a motion to approve the first student contract.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I heard 7-0. Okay, in accordance with section 610.021 of the revised statute of Missouri, the R2 Board of Education will be in closed session to discuss 3, personnel, and 13, individually identifiable personnel records. I need a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call, starting with Austin. Yes?
Yes.
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 Okay, I have 6:53 on the clock, so if you can get back by 7 o'clock or sooner. All right, thank you.